Hello there. Now, let's talk about bitmaps and iconography. Bitmaps and iconography in CorelDRAW. So, we're going to be dealing with icons, how to adjust icons later on. But let's talk about bitmap first of all. Alright. So, the bitmap option in CorelDRAW is a part of CorelDRAW that can be used to edit photos. Even though CorelDRAW is not specifically for the purpose of photo editing, but to a level you can actually edit a photo or an imported image or picture from bitmaps. Okay, so I just imported a background right now into my CorelDRAW area, design area, and I want to edit. For example, I'm giving this background and I want to change the colors on the background, okay, to use it on my design. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to go to bitmap option right there, click on it. So first thing I'm going to do is to convert to bitmap. All right, convert to bitmap so that you will be able to edit the image as a bitmap. So convert to bitmap and then click OK. Don't change the options. This converts it to bitmap and enhances the color a little bit. So what do I do now? I can't change any color from here since it is an image or a bitmap, an unedited bitmap. Okay, you can't just import a picture and start changing colors. All right, so what do we do to change the colors on this background? I can go back to bitmap and then you can see this option, quick trace. All right, so I'm going to trace it first of all. Yes, it has been traced. So after tracing, I'm going to ungroup it, Control U, all right, to ungroup it. And then I can now tap on this individual area and change the color to any color of my choice. All right, I can also tap on the background and pick a color for the background. All right, so guys, that's how you change colors on an imported image, your imported background. It works better for backgrounds, but not so much for pictures with people, all right, with a person on it. All right, so that's how you use bitmap to edit the background or a background in CorelDRAW. We also have other bitmap options, which we're going to look at quickly. So other bitmap options include, I'll go to bitmap, then we have 3D effect, we have art stroke, we have blur. Okay, if I go to blur and I select Gaussian blur, it's going to blur the image depending on the level, the blur level I want. So you can actually insert a background and blur the background, all right, to any level of your choice using blur. Then we have camera, transform, contour, creative, and so on. These are just different ways of editing an image. You can play around with them to see how they work. We also have noise. I can add noise right here, and then you can see that there is noise. Okay, what we call noise in graphic design. We have added noise on the background. Okay, I can also go over to bitmap and then we have sharpen, okay, to increase the sharpness of the image. All right, so I'll say directional sharp, okay, and then I can increase that to make the image sharper. All right, to make it sharper, then tap OK, and then this increases the quality or sharpness of the image. I can also return to bitmap once again and select 3D effect. Under 3D effect, we have 3D rotate, cylinder, emboss, page coil, perspective, pinch and punch, and then sphere. So if I select 3D rotate, all right, this works on certain types of images, but yeah, this changes, you can change the perspective or rotate it to change the perspective of your image this way, all right, either horizontally or vertically. You can also go back there and then go back to 3D effect and select page coil. All right, if you click on page coil, yes, you can actually add coil. You can see the page coil right there, either at the bottom right, top right, okay, or top left and bottom left of your image. All right, if you can change the color of the back of your paper or of your background from here, it's currently set to gray, but I can use a different color. Maybe if I pick this color, it's going to change that color right there. Okay, coil it. I can also adjust the coil level, the coil width, and also the coil height. Okay, this adjusts the coil level. If you want it to be coiled inward or reduce the coil level, you do it from here. So once I tap OK, this gives me this coil on my page. All right, so guys, that is just an introduction to bitmaps, how to use bitmap. Just a summary. Bitmap is the option or the part of CorelDRAW that can be used to edit an imported image or picture. All right, you can edit a picture under Bitmap. All right, now let's talk about icons. Yes, there are sometimes that you might want to use icons like on business card or flyers or even meta ads or online ads. You want to add icons for location, phone number, website, or other icons. I just imported an icon right now, okay, a home icon from my PC, and let's say I want to customize this icon. All right, I don't want to use black color on my icon. I want to use a theme color. All right, from my design. How do I change the color on this icon? Of course, I can't change it from here since it is an imported image. All right, either SVG or PNG. It's an imported image. All right, so how do I change the color of this icon? Once again, you can do that from Bitmap. Okay, so once I go to Bitmap, I'll select it and then select quick trace. Once again, this is going to trace the icon, all right, and duplicate it. So what I'm going to do now is to drag this and then delete the original. I just traced it and duplicated it. Okay, so how do I change the color? I can just come over to the color palette now and change the color to any color of my choice, depending on the color I'm using on the theme or the theme I'm using on my design. I can also use separate colors on the roof and on the main body of the building. So but I'll have to ungroup it, Ctrl U. All right, then I'll click on the roof and pick a different color there. All right, then group it back. Okay, group it back, and then I have a custom icon right now. All right, so this is how you create a customized or custom icon set for your design. Okay, specifically for your design, just in case you import icons or download icons and the icon comes in, they usually come in black and white or black colors. You can use the bitmap to trace it and then change the colors to any color of your choice. Okay, so guys, that is how you manage icons and bitmap, okay, in CorelDRAW. See you in the next video.